Hi everybody. This is a totally new type of reading I'm offering. This is a pick a stack. Pick a card. You'll get cards and runes. They are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. Whichever one it is that resonates with you is what you will be picking. These have no time limit. Energies are fluid. I mean, literally no time limit. You will see this when you are intended to see this and get the messages that you are most drawn to. If you're drawn to more than one stack, feel free to pay attention to multiple stacks. If you are drawn to all of them, feel free to watch the entire video. What we are going to do to get started, I want you to kind of slow down, still your mind, take a couple nice deep breaths, get yourself calmed and centered. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick this up to show you the stacks. There you see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a couple deep breaths and figure out which one it is that resonates with you most. Are we ready? Okay. Like I said, if you weren't able to pick, you can watch more than one. I will be time-stamping these after the video is posted. Or if you just want to hear the messages of all of them, that is perfectly okay too. I'm going to start with stack 1. The card is the King of Pentacles upright, with the Romance Angel card, Children, and your affirmation. The Rune is Joy in reverse. This is also known as Light in reverse. Okay, so King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles, of course, can represent an earth sign, specifically Taurus in particular. He is the father of the zodiac. He is the most beautiful king. He is also the slowest moving. When he makes a plan, he is very methodical and hardworking in how he plots it out. And he finishes what he starts. So if this is your energy, if this is you, it is definitely advising you to take on those qualities. And whatever it is that you might be asking about, whether it's your love life, whether it's a work question, whether it has to do with a family matter. I'm picking up heavily a family matter for many of you. Since this is the father of the zodiac, the Children card came out as the love oracle, and Joy in reverse. I fear that this might be some sort of a split, some relationship issue, some issue with your children or your family. Yeah, he's looking toward the children here. Now, and alternatively, if this is something about work or finance, he is definitely a great omen in reference to work or finance. But the overall message here, in reference to that, of course, is abundance, but hard work has to be put in to get there. And if this is the energy that you're taking on, you won't be afraid to do that. You're not going to be afraid to put in the hard work to get there. And once again, I relate it to potentially because of your children. He's looking to the children. Or He's looking to the horizon, and he's open to the abundance and opportunities that are coming into him. He's watchful of that. He's always on top of the material aspects of his world and what needs to be done and what needs to be paid attention to, okay? So that can certainly be a takeaway from the King of Pentacles showing up for you. He is the ruler of property, real estate, all material things. If your question was about that, he's certainly a good omen in reference to that. If you are looking, if your question was about real estate, are you going to get a home? Are you going to find the right home? Are you going to find the right apartment? Are you going to get it? He's definitely a good omen in that respect. The energy that I get from Spirit, though, is that there's a message for a few of you, some of you, about a father issue, potentially a relationship breakup, a separation, a split, especially with the Rune joy coming in reverse. But he does mean to finish what he starts, and he is a positive outcome for everyone involved at the same time. Even if the dispute is with the father, everyone will find a way to work this out. Don't be ruled with fear, and continue to act from abundance as opposed to fear, and put in that hard work to see this situation to a successful completion, whatever that means for everybody, whatever is for the highest good of everyone, okay? The King of Pentacles is also going to put his pride aside and do what needs to be done, okay? So, like I said, that's a message for very few of you. There's a lot of different scenarios that can be involved with this. He's overall a good outcome. He finishes what he starts. He's methodical in his actions, okay? Might be something for you to know about whom you may be up against in a court battle, if this is a divorce or a breakup of a relationship. Doesn't have to be a male or female. For you men that are watching, if you're going through a divorce, just know that this might be the energy that the mother's embodying. That's not a bad thing. It can sound like it could be a bad thing, but ultimately it will be for the positive, is the message in this. It's a bit dark right now, as you can see from the card, okay? Let me see if I can get this in focus. Can you see that light, that glow of light? The sun is beginning to come up in the nighttime here, and the stars in the dark. I know the lighting is terrible for you to be able to see the cards, but that shows everyone that the sun is coming out. What needs to be illuminated will be illuminated for a positive outcome, okay? Now, your romance angel card that came out is children. Your love life is being affected by children. This can be a lot of different things for a lot of different people. Spirit was guiding me to talk to the few that have the relationship issue, potential divorce, custody dispute going on. It will get worked out. Keep your focus on your children, okay? If he is your energy, he is looking at the children. Don't make this about you. Don't make this about property, is another message that he could have. Okay, because he does rule real estate, he does rule property. Look toward your children. That's where all the answers are. Do what's best for them, okay? If this is very, very strictly a relationship question, it can mean that you have a King of Pentacles coming in, which is obviously, you know, ruled by Earth. That could be an Earth sign. He would be a very serious guy, very successful, very attractive physically. Maybe not even in a conventional sense, but we're kind of talking about manly men here. Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, potentially, as signs. And moving on here. If you're, I'm going to go back to it for a second. If your concern and your question is relationship involved, okay, if you have somebody coming in, just realize that your children are affecting the situation, or potentially their children may affect the situation, and always continue to think of them. All right. And your affirmation is, my outer experiences are a reflection of my inner condition. And this is why I was talking to you guys about don't move in fear. Okay? Work from a place of positive manifestation. Fears kind of push you in improper directions and into your lowest vibration. So your outer experiences are a reflection of your internal condition. Don't attract what you're fearing the most. Now for the rune, I'm going to go ahead and read from the book for you. You did get joy/light in reverse. Things are slow in coming to fruition. The process of birth is long and arduous, and fears arise for the safety of the child within. Okay, so this reflects the children card. Your inner child may be a concern here. A crisis, a difficult passage, even if brief, is at hand. Consideration and deliberation are called for. Ask yourself whether you possess the virtues of seriousness, sincerity, and emptiness. To possess them is to have tranquility. Which is the ground for patience, clarity, and perseverance? Seen in its true light, everything is a test. And so focused in the present, sincere towards others, and trusting yourself, you know you cannot fail. In a time of crisis, joy reversed is a useful meditation. Okay, stack 1, that is all for you. Moving on to stack 2, you have the moon, right? You have chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. And I will read your... My faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. And your rune is fertility. Okay, Spirit is guiding me immediately to speak to the few of you that are having a fertility crisis. You need to try to not be so hard on yourself. Okay? The moon tells me that you have this extreme, hidden, deep inner conflict. Of course, you're going through a very emotionally tumultuous time. You are desperately seeking answers. And I see in a variety of ways, from researching to going inside to trying to listen to your intuition to, trying to follow the advice and consulting the doctors, and I'm just getting this whole image. I know this is going to be for very few of you, but I feel compelled to put the message out for the person that needs this because it's very strong. The huge takeaway here is that the moon coming out represents, like I was saying, all this emotional conflict. But the resolution of the moon is the sun. You can't go from the moon to the sun until you stop fighting with your subconscious. The moon represents sort of, the gateway between your conscious and your subconscious. And in areas where your subconscious can be holding you back. If you're shaming yourself for your situation, you can't move forward. Okay? Get in tune with yourself in a positive light. Let go of fear. There will be a way forward if you can stop being so hard on yourself. Now, I'm not saying that there's going to be a magical positive resolution. We don't see that right now. What I am seeing is your emotional turmoil. Now, this particular card, I'm using the Gilded Tarot, does show kind of a machine here. And this machine is leading to me to tell all of you, not just the very few that are having the fertility issue, but also the people having the fertility issue. This is these gears are going to move forward. I wish I could show them. You see the gears? You see that there's the moon and the stars, the sun, okay? This has to do with the moon phases, okay? This can tell me that within a moon phase, something is going to improve, or that the sun is coming. A positive outcome is coming. It's going to take a little bit of time because these gears click through in their own time. That has to do with divine timing, not our timing. But whatever this issue is that you're concerned with, whether it is some doubts and fears and really deep issues regarding a relationship, or whether it does indeed have to do with fertility, or if it is in reference to, if you're kind of thinking about career or finance, if this has to do with that, it's telling you that the positive days are coming, but you have to get out of kind of the muddy waters of the subconscious. You need to bring the two together. Maybe this is a sign to do some shadow work, okay? Dig into what it is that is holding yourself back from the sun. If it's a relationship, is it old relationship issues are kind of getting in the way of this great thing that you know that you have coming for you right now? And I want to say also, this can be a Pisces person. This is the Pisces card. It can loosely show a Cancer because Cancer is ruled by the moon, but it is the card of Pisces. That can be a Pisces coming in for you that you may have chemistry with. This can be a Pisces that you're already with that you have great chemistry with. This can be potentially the person that you're trying to conceive with. Husband, wife, whatever. This can also show, this whole combination can also show a desire to find the one and have a marriage and have chemistry and have abundance and move into the sun and have fertility in all things. Maybe not necessarily having a child, but having, it's the desire to have all of that abundance and fertility. And I mean fertility of all the good things, happiness, that kind of stuff. So this affirmation that comes with the moon card and the chemistry card is, my faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. Okay? If you're having rough waters in your relationship, you need to do a little bit of inner work and kind of look at maybe what your role possibly is in it. Do you have some issues from your childhood or from prior relationships that are kind of getting in the way now? Are you a person that kind of starts stuff because it's exciting to you? Do you run away from commitments because of your fears? Do you have a commitment fear? There's many, many different ways that I could explain this, depending on what your question is. But what I sense most strongly is relationships and the desire for them, and issues holding you back in reference to that. The overall desire for abundance and for a happy relationship, kind of loneliness energies, or, like I said, the very few of you that are having an issue conceiving. Just know that no matter what, if you can do the inner work, if you can release yourself from kind of the mental prison somewhat between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind sort of terrorizing you about this, there are better times ahead. So I'm going to read the rune now, which is fertility and new beginnings. Once again, that's a very positive omen on whatever it is that you're wishing for, hoping for. Fertility and new beginnings. This rune is akin to the moon. The moon card came out. Interesting. The intuitive part of our nature, with its urge toward harmonizing and adjusting in the sphere of personal relationships. Fertility embodies the need to share, the yearning to be desired, and the search after similarities. The completion of beginnings is what fertility requires. Drawing this rune may mark a time of joyful deliverance, of a new path, or a new life. A rune of great power. Receiving it means that you now have the strength to achieve completion, resolution, from which comes a new beginning. Above all, completion is crucial here. It may be timely that you complete some project now. If so, make that your first priority. Perhaps a difficult state of mind can be clarified or resolved. The appearance of this rune indicates that you must fertilize the ground for your own deliverance. All things change, and we cannot live permanently amid obstructions. Fertility signals your emergence from a closed chrysalis state. As you evolve and clear away the old, you will experience a release from tension and uncertainty. You may be required to free yourself from a rut, habit, or relationship, from some deep cultural or behavioral problem, from activity that was quite proper to the self that you are leaving behind. The time of birth is always a critical one. Movement can involve danger, and yet movement that is timely leads out of danger. The time has come to enter the delivery room. Another of the cycle runes, fertility counsels preparation. Being centered and grounded, freeing yourself from all unwanted influences, and seeing the humor. You are indeed prepared to open to the will of heaven and await your deliverance with calm certainty. Okay, number 2 pickers, that's the end of your interpretation there. Stack 3, we have the Tower. Don't freak out. That's a good thing. We have unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And your affirmation is my capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I'm lost. So the Tower here, to me, obviously points to a huge life change, because that's what it means. It can also mean that some long-standing idea that you've had is coming to an end. Whatever wasn't a strong foundation, obviously, is crumbling. Whether that be mental, whether that be in your actual material, physical life. So this can be relationships, this can be jobs, this can be financial too. This can be your own illusions about life, okay? In the presence of unrequited love here, for those of you that have a love question, it seems to me that this just isn't the person, and that the divine is present here and going to be taking charge to get you out of this. Nobody wants this. You don't chase this. Don't stay there, okay? It's not what you need. It's not what you want. There's no growth here, okay? There's no growth here. There'll be growth after the Tower comes down. Once this is gone, you're going to be fine, okay? Something else that I thought was amazing is that the rune of the unknown is what came out. It's blank. Once again, that's the divine. That's the rune of Odin. This is the unknowable, okay? Goes right along perfectly well with this energy of the Tower. For those of you that have a marriage, relationship, etc. breaking up, if you are losing a job, quitting a job kind of with not much of a plan, things are going to turn out great for you because the hand of the divine is acting in your life. It doesn't matter what this question is about, whether it's finances, career, etc. So, I mean, your interpretation is going to be pretty short here. It sucks right now. It feels awful. You feel like you're falling, spinning out of control. You have no idea where you're going to land or what's going to happen. It's terrifying, okay? It just might feel like a complete emotional mess. I mean, look at this. This is like a crazy card. But once again, you have that glow in the horizon. The sun is going to come out. It will illuminate everything. You will end up where you need to be. But this time, it's going to be the right place. The divine is kind of like reaching in and plucking you and putting you where you need to be. Whether it's relationship-wise, you know, career, finance, any of that stuff. Everything's going to be rebuilt the right way. And for those of you with the relationship question, you know, unrequited love, it's shitty. It's shitty. I can't say anything else about it. To get unrequited love and the Tower, it's shitty, but it needs to end, obviously. You don't need to stay there. Who the hell likes that? That's not real love. That's not a solid foundation. That's not something that you can build off of, okay? It needs to end. You need to move on. There's way better out there for you, obviously. But maybe you held on to it for just a little bit too long here because, you know, the divine that is always guiding your life decided to step in and kind of say, nope, this is not what you need to do. But an affirmation that you will have strength, okay, is my capacity to tune into the energy of love. So don't get so bitter and backwards out of what happened here that you give up on love and you get hateful and you think that it can never happen. Okay? My capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up. So maybe you have to end this. Maybe you got to do it yourself. The compassion I need when it's time to forgive. Did they screw you over? Did they cheat? Because they don't really love you? Made you feel like this? And the power I need when I'm lost. Falling. Okay? You have everything that you need in you. And the hand of the divine is guiding you. Everything is going to turn out fine. I'm sorry everything's so shitty right now, but it is absolutely for the best. And I'm going to read you the Rune of the Unknown. Hopefully quickly before this cuts off. I've got like a couple minutes left. This is going to have to be 2 videos, y'all. I'm sorry, but I'm giving you the most in-depth and multiple scenario interpretations that I possibly can, because this has no time limit. When you come and find this, this is when you were intended to hear this. The unknowable and the divine Odin. Blank is the end, blank the beginning. This is the rune of total trust and should be taken as exciting evidence that your most immediate contact with your own true destiny, which time and again rises like the phoenix from the ashes of what we call fate. The appearance of this rune can portend a death, but that death is usually symbolic and may relate to any part of your life as you are living it now. Relinquishing control is the ultimate challenge for the spiritual warrior. Here, the unknowable informs you that it is in motion in your life, and that blankness is held undiluted potential. At the same time, both pregnant and empty, this rune comprehends the totality of being, all that is to be actualized. Drawing the blank rune may bring to the surface our deepest fears. Will I fail? Will I be abandoned? Will it all be taken away? And yet your highest good, your truest possibilities, all our fertile dreams are held within that blankness. Willingness and permitting are what this rune requires. For how can you exercise control over what is not yet in form? The blank rune often calls for no less an act of courage than an empty-handed leap into the void. Drawing it is a direct test of faith. The unknowable represents the path of karma, the sum total of your actions and their consequences, the lessons that are yours for this lifetime. And yet this rune teaches that the very debts of old karma shift and evolve as you shift and evolve. Nothing is predestined. What beckons is the creative power of the unknown. Whenever you draw the blank rune, take heart. Know that the work of self-change is progressing in your life. Okay? Hand of the divine is with you. Your angels are with you. God is with you. Whatever it is that you believe in, okay? This is going to test your faith. It's pretty shitty. It's crappy. I'm sorry for that, but amazing things are in store for you at the same time. I'm going to end it here on pile 3. I'm going to have a separate video for pile 4. I'm sorry, but I only have 33 minutes that I can record here on my videos before they break into 2 halves. So I'm going to stop it here, and please, if you picked pile 4 or you want to hear all of them or you picked multiples, come over and watch part 2 of the video, and I will see you in a few minutes. Thanks.